Hello, we're back with another story time where we're talking about my new book that's coming out when? June the 17th, right? Pre-orders are being accepted now. The Equity Edge, How Addressing Bias in Recruiting and Retention Drives Success. And this is story time. What I like to do is read an excerpt from the book just to give you an idea of the flavor of what we're talking about in here. So today we're reading from chapter 7. And chapter 7 is where I introduce this idea called lived experience intelligence. Lived experience intelligence. Now, I'm going to read this quick excerpt. So listen with me, okay? Recently, I delivered an in-person diversity recruiting workshop in San Francisco. During a break, I was approached by two leaders who wanted me to know that one of their company founders was sitting in the audience. The founder had expressed her concerns to them about the importance of assessing who is and who is not qualified. She wanted to ensure that this distinction wouldn't conflict with their team's philosophy of hiring for potential. We're getting somewhere with this. Her concern was understandable. It comes up often when I give talks on qualifications. I want to address it here for you too. The first thing I want you to know is that you should not introduce the idea of hiring for potential until you have developed a deeper awareness of how to remove bias from your perception of who is qualified. Until we can effectively assess a person's knowledge, skills, and abilities without bias, qualified individuals will continue to be overlooked and rejected. Increasing diversity does not mean softening job qualifications or simply hiring for potential. It means eliminating bias so that the truly qualified candidates can stand out. I gotta say this again. Increasing diversity does not mean softening job qualifications, I say it right there, or simply hiring for potential. It means eliminating bias so that the truly qualified candidates can stand out. Another challenge with hiring for potential is that it creates a stigma. To increase diversity, we must eliminate or lower certain qualifications. That's the stigma it creates. That to increase diversity, we think we must eliminate or lower certain qualifications. This perpetuates the false notion that people from historically underrepresented groups are getting positions they are not qualified for to help a company increase diversity. So I do go on to talk about there is a place to talk about this conversation around hiring for potential. There is a place for that. It is not here. It is not as we're looking at, it's not looking at softening qualifications at all. But I talk about it later in the book. And that's what I want everyone to understand as well, too. For those workplaces out there that are like, oh, in order for us to increase diversity, let's look at a person's potential. And my whole point here is that before you even start looking at potential, make sure that you clear the lens with all the biases that helps you to see their qualifications to begin with. Because there are a lot of people who are qualified and even overly qualified for some of these positions that they're not getting because of bias. It's something I want you to think about. All right, go get your book, The Equity Edge, pre-sold, anywhere you buy a book. All right, I'll be back for our next story time soon.